If you're a fan of the NHL, it's hard not to talk about Winnipeg this year. They have been absolutely dominant from the start of the season, setting NHL records for the hottest start in history of the league, to the consistency that they've shown up front, from the incredible once-in-a-lifetime performance that we are seeing from Connor Hellebuyck, who has always been a generational talent, but this year has dialed up to an absolute 11 with his performances night in and night out. Everything for the Jets just finally seems to be clicking, and right now, on the midst of another 6-game win streak, again, the Jets are showing the entire NHL that they mean business this year and how elite of a team they actually are. Mark Scheifele being the fact that Mark Scheifele is like second in the league in NHL goals and he's not going to be on Team Canada come for the Four Nations, it just shows how insane that this team actually is. Like, everything about the Jets right now is clicking on a perfect level despite injury problems. Like, you have to remember, this is a team right now that's on a 6-game heater without their captain, without their second line center pretty much, without their third line center, calling up depth and losing Morgan Barron, and it's just injury after injury. It's just everything with that's happened with the adversity that the Jets have faced the last little couple weeks, I would say, alone just shows how good this team is playing. You go and look at these 6 games that they've won so far. The game against Utah was incredible, but even going up against the other day, the game against Washington last night, absolute cold moment from Josh Morrissey out that walk-off celebration in overtime, where he just, look at this give and go play, like boom, bop, bang, like right there. Beautiful. Like, you gotta love it. And then the banging on the glass, what a cold celebration for one of the best defensemen in the NHL. And this is the type of thing we're seeing night in and night out from the Jets right now. Goals coming from all areas of the ice. In the game against last night, we saw goals from Sandberg, from Morrissey getting a couple, Cole Perfetti getting a couple. Like, this is the type of thing that you want to see from your team that's playing incredible hockey. And not to mention the fact that we are witnessing history yet again right now from you. The only person that we could be witnessing history on the team like this is Mark Scheifele. Let's be real. Mr. Winnipeg. Guy's been here, first ever franchise first round draft pick, just tied the record for goals, tying Ilya Kovalchuk with 328. He needs one more to set the record for all-time goals leader in the franchise's history. Now, obviously, that's not including Winnipeg Jets 1.0 because Dale Howard-Chuck is still miles ahead of that, but nonetheless, that's such an important moment for the franchise to finally shed that Atlanta stench. And I'm not, trying to diss Atlanta and the franchise, but everyone in Winnipeg pretty much acknowledges the Jets 1.0 history. So for the Jets to finally be having a year like they're having now, and the records that they're setting this year, the best start in NHL history is now the Winnipeg Jets. The best start, now the record for the franchise isn't going to be a thrash anymore. It's going to be a lifer Winnipeg Jet that's been here his whole career. The franchise's first ever first round draft pick. Like, these are the type of stories that you just love to see as a fan that's been here since day one, and the consistency from this team in the new year as well. Like, how many times as Jets fans have we seen them absolutely fall off come New Year's first? Like seriously, every year it seems when the Jets are good, post 17-18, they just absolutely fall off a cliff, come the new year, come the All-Star break. And this year, the Jets have just not slowed down despite injury, despite adversity. They're winning in every area. They're getting depth goals from all around the ice, Call-ups are getting goals. Like, let's be Parker Ford, guy that no one really expected to play on the Jets this year, I would expect, when you looked at the depth that the Moose had, before the Chibrikov injury, gets an opportunity to play in his hometown and buries a first goal in a huge clutch moment. Appleton getting goals. The fourth line, David Gustafsson turning into one of the greatest Swedish hockey players of all time as of late, it seems like. Just everyone that needs to step up is stepping up, with the core contributors coming in and night out, like Gabe Vilardi blossoming into one of the best net front presence in the entire NHL. And yes, I'm saying that, the entire NHL. I don't know if there's anyone better at putting in crazy angle goals right in front of the goalie than there is when it comes to Gabriel Vilardi. He dominates the goaltender's crease pretty much, right around that blue paint. That's where you can always find him, putting in work and just getting goals. The guy is an absolute machine in front of the net, and he's absolutely found his game in his development path this last couple of years on that top line. Kyle Connor is a generational player. Like, everywhere you look, talent is oozing out of this lineup. Success is oozing out of this lineup. The coaching staff has these guys playing absolutely the way that you want a team to play when you have injuries, important injuries, because it shows the depth stepping up. The way that they're even rotating who wears the A every night since that Lowry injury, you're seeing the importance of guys in the room and who is the leader. Ehlers is wearing the A a couple nights ago. I love seeing that moment, especially from a guy that's coming into a unrestricted free agency. That's exactly the type of move you need to make to show loyalty and to show who's important in the room. And I love it. I just love seeing these types of things happen, the way that they're playing. The hockey has been absolutely lights out the last week. These 6 games have been incredible. Now you're rolling into the Four Nations break when you're playing some of the best hockey that you've ever had. The trades are all over the place right now in the NHL, and I gotta say, I really think the Jets are just so above the talent pool when it comes to playoff competition right now. I want this team to go all in. I want this team to make some major trades. Our next game's Tuesday against the Hurricanes. That's going to be a big test, especially after that Rantanen trade. So that's going to be a big game. And then the final game, I think, before we go to the break, is going to be on the 7th. It is. The 7th is going to be the last game before the break, and then the 22nd is when we're going to be back watching hockey. So there's going to be a pretty big break in between the Jets' schedule, and I really do expect Kevin Cheveldayoff to get out there and make some stuff done, maybe even negotiate potentially some contract stuff, go into the trade market. I really do expect this next break to really be where we start to see, the Jets have shown what they already are on the ice despite injury all season long, and the management believes it, the coaching staff believes it. I really think that Kevin Cheveldayoff is going to work some magic this break and really add to this team. I just have a gut feeling as a fan. Last year before we added Tyler Toffoli, I just had a gut feeling that Chevy wasn't done despite what everyone was saying. I just felt like this year they were too good last year. They were having issues, post All-Star break. You needed to address that, go out and make another move, and they did. And that was with a team that was showing inconsistencies, whereas this team is showing nothing but consistency and, commitment to the plan. And I think that when you see that level of commitment and buy-in from every single player, going down to even the third line on the Manitoba Moose, who's having a terrible season, but they know that they have a chance to potentially maybe get a call-up and play with the Jets, you're seeing the buy-in in the entire organization, the prospects as well that get the opportunities. Everyone is bought in and wants to win hockey games right now, and you absolutely love to see it. I love to see it, and there's nothing more than I would love to watch the Winnipeg Jets go all the way in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So if that's what we want to see, let's fucking get going, boys. Let's get some hype going. I'm excited. I bet all of you are too. Thanks so much for watching this video. I just wanted to rant about how good the Jets have been, so I hope you appreciated it, and I hope you're all excited, just as excited as me. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram if you haven't already. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets, go! And I will see you all in the next one very, very soon. It'll all be over.